I accidentally clicked over. Hey, everybody, welcome to Wednesday Night Zweihander, where we're playing the in-between. I accidentally clicked over. I wasn't ready yet, so now you get to see us. I don't know if there's anybody here other than our wonderful players currently on the channel. But welcome to those who are here and to the players for joining again. We are doing the horror-themed adventure, The In-Between, written by Emmy. I was going to say Annie. Emmy. This is also an Annie Award-winning game, but an Emmy Award-winning... what does he do? He's a producer?
He's an editor.
An editor, thank you. Doesn't matter. He's won an Emmy. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter what he does. He's an award winner. So we're playing his adventure. Sean Van Damme. I know it's not pronounced Van Damme. It's like Damme or Damme. Yeah, I say it wrong. I say it wrong every time. And
Dame.
Is it? I'm sorry, Sean. I say it wrong every time, and I apologize. But we're running your adventure. So let's go ahead and do the roundtable introductions. We'll introduce who's playing, who their characters are, and they can also plug anything they've got going on. So, Irene, I will start with you.
Hi, I'm GM Irene. I'm not GMing this game, obviously. Matt is. But I play June the Swiftest Arth, and I'm a blitzballer. Football pads here. And she's an ogre. She's big and beefy. And I stream sometimes on my own channel, DM Irene DB, all one word. I just started streaming again, in fact, this week.
Check it out.
And yeah, and you can find me on Twitter, also at DM Irene DB. Wow. All
That's
right.
okay. It happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
So what am I saying? Where am I going?
Yeah.
And you just started streaming, or you just decided to stream Castlevania? Is that correct?
We haven't decided yet.
Okay.
I have a poll for it.
She threw it out to the Twitterverse, asking for a horror game to stream. So there's a poll right now. Castlevania is winning. Everybody else here, the other players, do you have a suggestion for a good horror based video game to play?
I already voted.
Did you? What did you vote for?
Yeah, I was going to vote for Soma, and I think I ended up voting for Layers of Fear. I misclicked there, so I was going, I want to play this. So because I was on my phone, it misclicked, and well, I vote for Layers of Fear. So
Emily says Soma in the chat. I say Alien Isolation was my vote, even though it's not on the list. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, no, that'll probably be like on the next list.
Which I hear is also surprisingly a really good Switch port, but I'm getting off track here, which is weird for that game. All right, thank you, Irene. Adam, you are next. Go ahead and tell us about your character and anything that you've got going on that you want to plug.
Hi guys, I'm Adam. I'm not really an internet content creator. I will say that the second novel in the Three Body Problem series, which is called The Dark Forest, is pretty cool. About 1/4 of the way into that. Very funky alien invasion thing. The first novel has the strength of being a story about an alien invasion that keeps you in suspense until like very near the end about whether the aliens are actually real or whether this is like a weird human hoax slash counterintelligence problem. Second one is not quite as strong so far, but we'll see if it picks up. So that's my plug.
Cool.
I am playing Severin Hurt, who is this funky sort of pacifist in the Zweihander universe. Like I'm kind of doing it on hard mode here, rolling heel checks and convincing people not to antagonize the potentially supernatural wildlife. It's been pretty fun.
Yes. And aren't you glad I told you not to take animal handling? Because it would not have worked on those creatures last time.
I mean, the results would have been really funny. Like, honestly, I'm going for complicated.
It's true. But yeah, when you asked that, I was like, just knowing how it starts, I'm like, no, it will not be helpful at all. Please don't put any points in animal handling.
Even the things that look like they are.
Yeah, hellhounds. All right, Will, tell us about your character and anything you've got going on.
All right, Marith Vonderos. He's hopefully going to have a chance to use some of his personality to try to lead the adventure a little bit. Now that he's not so much for the combat or the physical side of things, but yeah, here at the end when we get in here and deal with this, hopefully he'll have a chance to shine.
Hopefully, I believe in him.
Real quick, actually, the lowborn number 2.
Yes.
Z, there's a perilous stunt. Leave it open. Is that legit?
For using it here,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I'm gonna say no. I haven't seen it. I don't even know what it is, so I'm not gonna say yes without looking at it. So no.
All right.
For now. ...
Consider for next week.
Yeah, possibly. I haven't looked at it yet, so let me take a peek at it.
Yeah, I meant to say it earlier. I forgot.
We are using, though, the optional Leather, Steel, Blood, and Bone. Check that out. Always good times to grit up your combat. And we used it last week, too. It actually came into play.
It did.
Our combat. I tried doing... I don't even know what the command is for Leather, Steel, Blood, and Bone. All right. And did you have anything going on that you wanted to plug?
Not right now.
Okay, cool.
Nope.
Nacho, Ignacio. Last but not least.
Last but not least, exactly. Hi, Ron. I play Angra Maju. He is a footbat. He's a friend of June. We were both part of the Raymond family, a mobster who controls town, the legal business in the town. We were supposed to... I was framed as a rat. She didn't want to throw a game due to honor, so we were both going to die, and we managed to escape, and now we are here, almost at the same point. We are about to die. So
we are here, but where is here?
well, I don't know.
Here's the in between.
In between.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, oh wait, no, plug. You got stuff to plug. Don't let me interrupt you. You have things you need to plug.
Not the moment. I'm again writing a new adventure for City Stories. I hope I can complete it soon, and that's for now.
Okay, so check it out. Keep watching for it on the Grim Perilous Library for release soon. Or you can join the Discord also and stay in the up and up of any new releases. I just dropped the link for the Discord in the chat for people who are here. All right, so
between Mullensburg and Fuchstadt.
That's right.
Approaching an inn that does not exist.
The Chesterdale Inn. It's rumored to have existed maybe 100 years ago and was burned down by a demon? I think was the tale.
The rumors were the unholy conflagration, and details were sketchy and wildly variable, the way farmers' tales tend to be.
Right, exactly. But let's do a recap. So I'll kick you all off. We start off at a campsite. You're with Durant, a grumpy man who had a box chained to his arm, and we'll go from there. You can all just kind of jump in and help each other out and do the recap of what took place last time.
So from what I remember, we had this crow, this murder of crows, or was it ravens maybe?
It was ravens.
It was ravens, yeah. So a murder of ravens showed up, and a white raven specifically came to our notice and transformed into a woman. We started spouting mystic stuff at us.
Yes.
And then that man with the box chained to his arm, I believe he got attacked.
Yes.
He got pinned down by one of the hellhounds. There were 3 giant wolfy things, and he got actually immobilized by under one. Started screaming at you, I think specifically, to take the box. But it was chained to his arm. And weirdly, we ended that session with no corruption. I brought it up after the fact. Didn't we rip an arm off a dude? Nominally friendly being while he died screaming.
He was asking you to do it, though. You did bring it up afterwards, and he was pleading for you to take it.
Zweihander rules is written. I think you get 1 to 3 corruption just for witnessing something gruesome.
It depends. It depends on the situation. But
we're very lax corruption rules here, apparently. Um, but like the official GM explanation was that guy always gets his arm ripped off in this adventure.
Yeah, every time. That's how this adventure starts. Every time. Go figure.
I also
Okay.
thought of after the fact. Well, Angra has thieves' tools, but we didn't actually open the
Lock.
enclosure. So like the flesh is still hanging off
Yeah.
at the end of this chain as the blitzballer is like running the box down. Like this is
Yeah.
has been a gruesome scene for I think a full day after that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think what keeps tripping us up actually, were they ravens or were they crows? Is that the collective noun, like a murder of ravens, it is an unkindness or a conspiracy of crows.
Oh.
Now that we know the collective noun, that may help us remember which critter it was. I went and looked it up. Let's see. We had 10 days left. We were headed to Fuchstadt. We had 10 days left to do that. When like basically there weren't literally walls came down, but it was like supernatural mist and like stuff started getting weird. We tried to find our way to Mullensburg, but we couldn't get there through the mist. We got turned around. So we ended up in desperation heading towards the Chesterdale Inn. There was also a whole spoopy scene in a graveyard with a ghost Father Reno leading some ghostly townspeople in exhuming a body.
Yeah.
There was a piece of paper with numbers.
Yep,
Yes.
scrap of paper with some numbers, and I took down the
Yeah.
numbers. I found my notes. The grave was Jacqueline Devereaux. She had been buried the previous century. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
it was
six-
approximately 100 years ago.
her date of death was 1585, so it had been a while that she'd been down, and we haven't actually reached the inn yet. I don't think we're still traveling to it.
Correct.
No,
But I ran out of other things to do.
something happened there. Will or Nacho, do you want to tell do you want to tell what happened there at the graveyard?
The spirits exhume the body and then they leave with the body, and they were like ghosts. And then we were pushed to fight to the hellhounds. We fought 3 hellhounds. We beat one, the other 2 run away, and then we saw the piper.
Yes.
And it's exactly like the dark musician.
The dark musician started to play a tune, and he said something ominous. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head. I can look it up. He said something, and the mist parted, and his bloody footsteps were left behind him.
That's right. I didn't get that in my notes. We actually saw the dark musician, and you guys all declined to take trophies from the hellhound we managed to kill, which I remember surprised me and Severin. That nobody
You, in and out of player. I was surprised.
And we were going to go to the Chesterdale because we don't have nowhere to go.
Yeah. Well,
We were
yeah.
actually going to go to Mullensburg, but we couldn't. Yeah, we
Yeah.
kind of.
we tried.
You
We tried.
I don't think we even actually know that the footsteps will lead us to the inn, but we're deciding to follow the footsteps because otherwise we have to mess with this weird spoopy fog, and we don't want to do that.
Yeah, nobody
Yep.
messed with the fog last time. Thankfully, it's not good. But yeah, I think you guys critically succeeded. I think it was Angra critically succeeded on a navigation roll, and you used the stars to try to figure out your way there, and you end up back at that crossroads where you had started out after walking for quite some time. So you're stuck in this mist, in this in between, and it is guiding you towards someone or something.
And we have a lantern.
You do have a lantern now.
Right,
Have a lantern.
you stole the lantern from the Narnia lamppost.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we stopped there. After the combat ended, we finish.
Yeah, sounds right to me. And we
Well,
cut it
I
off
think
there.
we stopped with you guys kind of trustingly following the footsteps, and like I think Severin did the like, really, we're doing this, and like wandered along. I've had Little Shop of Horrors on the brain, so
Oh, wow.
you seeing this god? Wander along.
I have not seen
And
that movie in easily 30 years.
Yes. I'm sorry, Mr. Mushnik. I forgot. He forgot. You hearing this, customers? He forgot. You hearing this, God? He forgot.
I need to rewatch that movie. Apparently,
one of the good background bits. It says the blood loss is starting to make Seymour foggy. He's like forgetting his chores.
I just remember Steve
And-
Martin as the dentist. That's all I really remember.
Oh, mama! This sort of twisted Elvis thing going on.
Yeah, that's really my only memory from that. But all right, shall we jump back into the in between?
Yeah, and June, you have free. Remember, you have 3 more pearls. Just free to pearl because
Yeah, you're resistant.
Sternwall did a spell on you.
Right.
And you have
Right.
3 more.
From the
your-
one spell I succeeded at casting last session,
Yeah.
there's like
And-
6.5 hours left on it.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, how long does that last? So yeah, you're definitely gonna have it into this session.
I looked it
100%.
up. It was 7 hours, and like it was very close to the end of last
Yeah.
session.
Yeah, it'll carry into this probably. This whole like next chapter / act, you'll have it.
All right, and you said you marked it on your character sheet, so like it's probably still just there.
Yep, it's still there.
All right.
Okay, good. Will be important.
That's everything I wrote down / can remember. I definitely have 2.5 more hours of random digressions, though, if we want to just be off topic forever.
Yeah, I know. We can do this all night, folks. I could. It'd be fun. But so is Zweihander. So we'll let's play some Zweihander. We can always do it just like a hangout thing some other time. I'm good with that. Those are always fun. Just talking pop culture stuff. But we'll pick up. So you follow the mists part. The dark musician takes off down the road playing his pan flute. He disappears into the mist, and you see the bloody footprints left behind in his wake.
Technically, it was new information that the dark musician was who was leaving the bloody footprints when we saw him.
Right, because it just parted, and you just saw footprints forming, didn't you? You didn't see the dark musician initially at the camp, did you?
Yeah, no, we had seen parted mist and bloody footprints.
Right.
That was the first time seeing what was leaving them.
So now you know the origin of these bloody footprints. So you continue on down the road, and it twists and turns, and it's super dark. Even with the lantern, you can barely see anything around you. You go on and on and on. Finally, after about a mile or so, you can see a light up ahead in the distance. You get closer, and you make out what appears to be built into a hill, a small inn. And you can see the placard on the side of the road. And there's no wind. It's not dangling or waving or anything like that. There's no sound, no wind, no nothing going on. And it reads Chesterdale Inn. And the mist retreats ever so much, clearing the way, allowing you to head right to the inn, giving you very little option unless you want to encounter that mist and see what it does to you. To head on towards it.
I am going to look around. We didn't actually roleplay me handing the lantern back to Angra after the graveyard scene. Like I'd taken it to do some spooky stuff with the ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to see, like, is it even possible for a human being to circumnavigate the inn before entering, or is this just like a tunnel straight to the door and then like the mist is blocking everything else off? Like
You can get a general like vision and sense of it. Like you could walk around. It is built into the side of a hill, so there's only so far you can go around it. It's a 2-story tall building. There's a ground floor, and it looks like there's like a lower level. Like there's steps that lead down into a basement level entrance. That's the direction that the bloody footprints are going in, or towards that entrance down into the basement. Other than that, there's trees around the clearing that this inn is set in, and you can walk around it. You could investigate if you want.
Anything weird to my not particularly nature inflected eyes about these trees?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like, are these trees that have never seen sunlight and are sustained only by the unholy power of the wherever we are, or are they...
the wherever, the whatever between?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Why don't you go ahead and make me a Survival test.
Okay.
Determine these trees. Standard difficulty.
Difficulty, survival. Dooch, dooch. Where do we put survival in here? Oh, perception. Punch it. What does that give?
You don't get too close to the trees due to the mist, and you're unable to determine whether they're like old and withered and dead or unnatural in nature, because you just missed your target number.
All right, fair enough.
But the inn itself, as you get closer and you're kind of walking towards the trees and the clearing and all that, you see that the inn was once painted red, but the paint has long since peeled and it's kind of flaking away. The lower level is built of stonework, and there's moss and grime and vines that are growing throughout and almost kind of consuming and starting to take over this inn.
No obvious fire damage.
No, none whatsoever. Other than like age, like natural aging and weathering, it looks perfectly fine, perfectly normal.
Except for the bloody footprints.
Except for the bloody footprints of the deadly mist all around you. Let's not forget that.
That's super important to remember. I guess seeing no other like recourse, June is going to make her way up to the inn door and.
Can I suggest, just before we do anything, maybe we have the social character head in and likely negotiate, and also maybe we don't have the person bearing the super important box like take point in the potentially hostile situation.
Who's the social character? It's Will is a social character.
So
Yeah, we have a courtier, right?
do we want to resolve the like possible bloody arm bits hanging
Oh yeah, that's
real quick? Like,
Yeah, that's probably a good idea before if there are people or things in here before you walk in and greet them and you've got like a severed arm dangling off a chain at the end of a box.
well.
Hi, I swear I'm not crazy. Nice to meet you.
Does anybody have like a bladed weapon?
We could just chop the arm off, or I think Ungra initially did not try to pick the locks because he didn't realize he starts with thieves' tools, but he actually does. Like we could just pick the cup.
But I don't know how to do it, so it will be easy to cut his hand.
Anybody trained in skullduggery? I think would be
That's a flip to fail one. Anybody got it?
I do not.
No, I do not.
I'm an honorable blitzballer. I would be offended at the idea of skullduggery.
Why I never.
I only break legs. No one told me how to lock picks, so
you have the tools, but maybe you took them off somebody as you were.
yeah.
You could always try, right? It's flip to fail, but there is a very small chance that you could pass. There's no reason why you can't attempt it.
Well, I could try.
If you critically fail, well, that's a whole nother story.
Well, I mean, if you break tools that you didn't know how to use in the first place.
Yeah, that's true. Why was I carrying these in the first place?
I quite try. It's difficult. Well, I try. I try to lock pick.
Okay, roll me skullduggery. Standard difficulty. I hear an ice cream truck.
Yeah. Again, my window is open.
Oh, you did it! It flips to 42. You get it right on the number. Nicely done. All right, you get your lock picks out. You look at the others. You shrug and you give it a try. And to your amazement, you hear the lock click and the latch lift up.
Okay, I throw the arm to the mist.
Okay. Throw it to the dogs.
Yeah.
Just gonna chuck it off into space and actually, as he does that, does it just disappear into the mist, or do we actually hear a thud of it hitting the ground?
You do hear a thud.
Okay, so it doesn't physically evaporate.
You do
It
hear
will
a
be
thud.
missed.
Angra, you're the one to open this. You open up this small box. It's, maybe, I think I said 12 inches by 4 inches. It's a long, thin box. You open it up, and inside, you see, what is the thing you most desire What is the a physical object you most desire, Angra? That is what you see in there. What would that be?
Good question. Um,
An ice cream truck.
An ice cream truck? Yeah, it could be. Something from my family, maybe. Something from the farm where I grew up.
All right. So you see a memento from your family in that box.
Maybe the deed to the family farm. Like, were you guys in debt?
Yeah, no.
The document that clears your debts.
Yeah, something like that. That could work.
For Severin, it might be a pardon for the burglary conviction that he's got.
Yeah, whoever looks in this box, you all see something different. It's the thing you most desire in life is represented in this box. You all see something different. And I'm assuming you're going to speak up, each of you kind of saying like, hey,
Yeah.
and grab for it. And that's when it's going to dawn on the group of you that you're all seeing something completely different when you look inside this thing.
Well, I mean, Severin is going to like immediately recognize like psychic weirdness because there's no sane reason why a pardon, like written out to his name, would be in the box.
Why would Durant be delivering that? Right?
Yeah, there's no sane reason why that would actually be what this is. So like Severin is going to like as a warning shout out like what he sees here is this like that's not. There's no way that's actually that. Like, don't touch that. That is something else.
It's bad. I think with that realization, and you all see something different as Severin shouts this out, I'm going to get everybody to make me a standard resolve test. And we're going to see if we take a little bit of mental peril here due to kind of coming to grips with, like, you're all seeing something different, yet you've all opened this box, and how is that possible, and the strange things going on in this world.
I will say, Matt, technically the lock we were picking was like on the cuff end. It wasn't the box, but like...
Oh, you're just looking to get... Oh my god.
Way more entertaining.
Do you want to
my god.
Oh, I was going to say, do you want to spend a fortune, but you can't. It's a critical failure.
I can't. No, can't.
You know what that means?
Yeah.
You take the next step. So you're going to take corruption. You're going to take 6 corruption, right? Instead of 3.
Yeah.
And you're going to take 2d10 plus 2 peril. But we'll get everybody to resolve here and see. So, June, you didn't pass. Do you want to spend fortune, or do you just want to see where the dice fall? It's 1d10 plus 1 potential mental peril. Or peril, I should say. And Marith did not pass either.
Yeah.
Do any of you want to spend fortune, or you just want to let it ride? It's going to be 1d10 plus 1. You're going to take 3 corruption automatically for failing it.
I think Irene tried to tell us what she was doing, but she's on mute. Irene, you're on mute.
Oh, I'm going to see where the dice fall.
Okay. Marith?
Same.
Okay, so each of you take 3 corruption. Mark that on the top of your character sheet. Just fill in 3 little dots. Angra, fill in 6. And I'm going to roll theirs first. 1d10 plus 1, which isn't that bad.
The dots are order versus corruption ranks. Like, I think we want to be typing in the number in the center.
Oh, you're correct. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, you want to put that number in the center. So 3. I'm assuming that does not go over either of your thresholds. That first number in your peril track. Is that correct?
Right.
So you both take corruption, but you hold it together. You don't start to freak out or panic or anything like that. It does not affect you. You feel it. You start slipping, and then you pull yourself back in. Angra, on the other hand, 9. Oh, that's not even that bad either. 9 peril. Does that move you 1 track down?
Yeah, I have 5, so 5 and 11, so it's 1.
All right. So that's not so bad. Do you don't even ignore a level at this point, do you? You're just...
No, I'm imperial.
Excellent. All right, so it begins.
So, Severin, will you say a prayer for us to the martyr to give us mental strength on this spooky journey, in this mental challenging?
I can attempt that as many more times as I have turtle shells. Which did we establish a?
Turtle shells. Ooh, you have 2 turtle shells.
All right. So yeah, I could do that for each of you, and our blitzballer still has some of that going on.
I will say this is very early in the adventure. You may or may not want to use it.
I was kind of going to be like, are we that nervous already, or do we want?
Yeah,
to wait?
it's gonna ramp up fast later on. Maybe you want to hang on to that last tortoise shell. I'm just saying. I don't want you to regret it later and go, I really wish we hadn't spent that at the Chesterfield Inn.
Severin is not going to refuse to help you guys out, but he is going to like ask you to reconsider, like, do you really want that now compared to like after we actually cross the threshold into the Demon Inn, like the place that should not be. We're not actually in there yet. And I think we're gonna have to spend the night in there, aren't we? Like we're going to have to let our cards down.
The Chesterdale Inn.
Dun dun dun.
All right, so the plan now was to send your Talkie Talk character party member forward first. Is that the idea, or do you all want to move together? What are the thoughts here?
Everyone just floated the idea that like the person bearing the like super precious thing maybe shouldn't take point if the Swift Fist, I'm sorry, I forgot your actual name, wants to hand off the box maybe, so like Severin can hang back a little bit and you can take point. Or in a normal inn situation, I think we would send our courtier forward first to negotiate prices for everybody because you presumably know how to haggle, whereas like the rest of us kind of don't.
I think it would be a better idea for June to keep a hold of the box, simply because she is the brawniest character.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, like Severin was just thinking out loud. We didn't have a plan yet. Nobody has.
Right.
How far are we from the inn?
From the inn, you're standing in front of it. You're
Okay. Can I see? There's windows.
200 feet away. Yeah, there's windows.
Can I take a look?
Through a window?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna make
Stealthy.
an arduous resolve test. No, I'm just kidding. That would be mean, wouldn't it? Sure. You go up to one of the ground floor windows and you start looking in, and it's weird. You're unable to see anything, and there's a bright moon shining down. It's casting bluish light down on you, so like it's a very clear night despite this mist that's all around you, and you're looking up through the windows and you can't see anything. But as you get close to the end, you can actually hear yelling and weeping coming from inside somewhere. The sound of a man screaming and yelling and a woman weeping. Adults, grown men and women. Sounds like one of each, a man and a woman.
Yikes.
I'm actually suddenly way more interested in the structure of this mist. Like, we can see the moon, but like at ground level, the mist is
it's just thick, yeah. We need to fly to the moon. Construct
like
a rocket.
It's like a Moses situation. Like the mist is parted.
It's literally parting for you. Yes.
Steps are like okay.
Can
like, the mist is only 10 feet high. Like
you need like a what is it? A long jump pole or a high jump pole and just kind of go over it.
Or like if we can climb the side of this building and like look around from the roof, would we be able to see out over the mist?
Oh, that's a great question.
Like, I'm genuinely
do you want to try and climb it?
Well, like, does it look to me like the mist is only going up as high as the building? Like, can I see that? We're like, what is actually
the mist is cleared around the building. So the building, remember, it's built into a hill. So you're not going to get past that large hill that it's built into, and the mist is cleared kind of just enough around it for you to be able to walk up to the building and go into it essentially. And it's sealed up behind you. When you look back the way you came, it is sealed up and closed.
Okay. But in terms of elevation, it's about as tall as the building is.
Yes. Yeah. And there is one door on the ground level. It looks like a main entrance, and then there's the one around the side that leads down into the ground, the underground floor. And that's the way the bloody footprints go.
Based on the description, it sounds like the bloody footprints are leading us to the service entrance, like where the beer would be delivered. not actually where like a guest of the inn a customer would enter. Am I reading that right?
You are correct in the way you're reading it.
Huh.
Can we pinpoint the sound?
The yelling and the weeping?
Yeah.
100% coming from the direction of the bloody footprints.
All right.
So should we go to the bloody footprints, or should we try to go for the front door?
June is like sort of thinking about this, and she's like, "You're stealthy, right?
Yeah.
Angra. Do you feel confident that you could sneak over there and see with what's going on, or would you prefer for us to go as a group with you?"
No, I can go, but I just saw through the windows and there's nothing to see in there. You can't see inside.
Would it be like
so maybe I could go.
Like, what are we
stealth.
supposed to do exactly?
I could go stealthy to the service entrance door and try to listen up through the door to see if I can listen something else.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, okay, I do that.
Okay. In the meantime, June, she's gonna say, "Does anybody have any objections to me snapping this onto my wrist?" And she holds up the box.
No, if you're prepared to commit to that, Severin's not going to stop you.
All right, she's gonna attach it to her wrist.
Okay.
I mean, you saw what happened to the last guy who had that attached to him. If you're prepared to take that on,
your hand could end up in the mist next.
Running is my thing. I think I'll be fine.
That's true. You're a blitzballer. Okay. So what's the plan?
Everyone has a weapon.
I think we sent the sneaky guy forward to scout. He's sneakily following directions. He's following the bloody footprints, but he's going to put his ear to the door and listen before doing anything else.
Yeah.
The rest of us are hanging back where we were.
So you're gonna you're gonna try and stealth your way up there.
Yep.
Make me a stealth roll at the routine difficulty. Don't get a critical failure again. Hey, all right. So turn around. I got this. You start slowly sneak your way up. You get around the side of the building, following the footsteps, and you see that there are a few steps leading down to a door. And as you get closer, the weeping and the screaming gets louder and louder. And again, it sounds like it's a man and a woman, one of each. It's not multiples that are screaming. The door that you see in front of you is cracked ajar, and there's a light slipping through the crack.
Can I peep?
Yeah, you can take a look in there.
Yeah.
You look through the door, and you see a hallway in front of you. At the far end of the hallway, you see there's a big double door that has been barred from the side that you're on. You see another door just inside to your right. It's closed. There's another door next to it that's closed, and there's a door just inside the entrance to your left. And that's where it sounds like the screaming and weeping is originating from.
Hey, Matt, I just realized the channel says it's still too fast to fumble.
Oh, well, thank you for letting me know that, and I'll update that while Nacho decides what he wants to do.
Can I hear what they are they arguing about, or is just someone hurting other person? You know, so
There is an eavesdrop.
back and forward, or just someone hurting the other person. You know, like beating them up or something.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just updating that title.
I think Angra wants to attempt an eavesdrop test.
Yeah, you want to eavesdrop? You do, and you want to stay outside. You're not going in.
Not yet.
Because you've got a hallway in front of you, and you've got these multiple doors, and it's coming from one of the doors. So you still want to stay outside, and you're just kind of listening through the cracked door on the outside of the inn towards the inside. Is that correct?
I'm not getting in there yet.
Okay, make me a hard eavesdrop test, please.
Oh.
Wow, you're not having luck
Wow.
tonight.
No.
Fortune point. You have the option before.
He
No.
can't. It's a critical
failure.
failure. He's stuck with it. I'm gonna take this with one of those opportunities to fail forward again. Let me make a note of that. I did that to you last time, didn't I? Or was it someone else?
I think you couldn't figure out a way to do it. It was our blitzballer, this June the Swift Fist, and they failed something that like they would have like fallen into an open grave, but it wouldn't have advanced the plot. Like,
Yeah,
All right.
something like that.
Actually, no. Critical fail. You fall. You're leaning up against the door, and you fall in. You fall into the hallway,
Okay.
and you make a bunch of noise, and you hear all of a sudden the screaming and the weeping don't stop, but you can hear heavy footsteps walking towards the door.
Did we hear him fall
Okay.
from the front of the inn or no?
I think we can see him. We're not that far away.
Or did you the rest of you kind of follow him around? You're watching from a distance as he went to the side
we're
entrance.
standing back, but we didn't like just send him off into the darkness. At least Severin wouldn't have.
You can make me an awareness roll if you want. It'll
Okay.
be a routine awareness.
Okay.
In the darkness and the moonlight to see him fall forward.
Routine awareness.
All right. So Marith, you see Angra leaning up against Dolor and fall. Severin did not notice, and June did. So you see this, and Angra, you fall forward, and you hear heavy footsteps from that room. Boom.
Severin is
boom,
distracted
boom.
by trying to figure out the physics of this mist. He's
Yeah. He's like, sitting there like, so if I made stilts, could I walk over and get out of here? And it stops at the door, and it almost sounds like they're listening at the door.
Maris just gonna like look around and say, "Stand ready. I don't think we're gonna have a standard reception at this end."
Yeah, so Angra is gonna just that's her buddy who just fell down the stairs there. So she's gonna just bolt after him. Stealth be damned.
we all see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That
right.
that gets all of your attention. You see,
All right, so
June
I'm-
the blitzballer.
All right, so that's standard, like, curse. Trying to be more reasonable at the stream, but bleep and like chasing June.
Yeah, she's gonna run to the and making sure she's got her cestus on
Yeah.
to go and check on her buddy.
Oh, you probably would have had to put the cestus on before you closed the cuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they would have remained on after the fight with the wolves, anyways.
But like the cuff is now obstructing you from getting your cestus back off. Like you're
Oh yeah, on my we'll say that's my left hand, which is my offhand.
okay.
Okay.
Can I stand up?
You stand up, and like I said, you heavy footsteps, and they've stopped the door, and it's almost like they're listening. You still hear the screaming though, and the weeping, but it didn't get any closer as this figure came closer to the door.
So when I see from the crack below the door,
There is a shadow. There's light
There's a
coming through,
shadow.
and there is a shadow being cast. Like you can clearly see the shadow of like feet. I should say not a foot, a single foot, feet standing there, and they were heavy. It sounded like armored feet.
okay, so I
Two distinct blotches of darkness and like a space between where like the
So
feet
I-
are casting separate shadows. He's not like standing close to them together.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm shadowing June.
Yeah, I think we're all following June. So if we just
And-
arrive before anything else,
All right. So yeah, you're lying there. You see the feet shadows, and everybody else just like charges up behind you because you weren't being stealthy, right? You were just running in there to go help your friend,
Oh yeah,
right?
no, absolutely not. No, stealth be damned with June.
Mm. Putting June puts their shoulder like forward and like finds
Yeah,
no obstructions.
Yeah,
Oh.
she puts her shoulder forward. She's got that book or that thing tucked into her crook of her arm. That
I've
case.
been wondering about this light since you first started describing it. Now that Severin is in a position to see it, can I tell obviously if this is like lamplight or torchlight or if this is like spooky demonic light? Like what's
Oh, the light spilling out.
yeah.
It's torchlight or lamplight. It's been lit by someone or something.
It's flickering or like,
Yes, it's flickering. Yeah.
um,
okay,
Oh.
so
Angra, you okay?
yeah, I'm okay. I think there's someone at the door,
with the
and I
other door
point the shadows.
is barred. Like it's
To
very
the-
obviously barred from our side. Like they can't come in.
It's a different door that's barred. It's a door. So you're in a hallway, and to the far east of the hallway is a big barred double door. It's barred on your end. You have 2 doors on your right, and you have a door to your left. And the door to the left is where these sounds and the weeping and everything's coming from. You're all standing there, and you're readying up, and all of a sudden the door swings open.
These sounds haven't stopped, right?
No, they haven't stopped. The door swings open, and there is a man standing there. A man with a sword and a shield, and he's got armor. Behind him, you can see a woman, and she's rocking back and forth, and she's weeping, and she's muttering something just like incoherently to herself, just muttering something over and over and over and weeping while she's doing it. And you see a man on a table covered in blood. There's blood everywhere, and he's been injured by something. And the armored man standing there goes, "Oh, where are you? Where did you come from?"
From outside?
Hail and well met. We're travelers on the road. I'm medically trained. Can I offer assistance? You seem to be having some trouble back there.
How did you get through the mist? How did you pierce it?
Severin's going to give you guys a second to dissemble before he just tells the truth.
It feels like it's a thing for our courtier to jump in.
That's
Hey,
your interval to jump in, Will, if you want to try and bluff.
yeah, I mean, I can roll a guile check, I guess.
Yeah. Do you want to lie, or do you want to be truthful, or like how do you want to approach it? It's up to you. They appear human. They know of the mist. They brought it up. They asked how you've pierced it and found your way in here. How do you want to approach this?
Yeah, my main concern is that that they'll misjudge us based on the fact that we followed bloody footprints to get here. But
so as you're sitting there, as he asks you this question, you're all piled in this hallway, and he asks you this question. You're sitting there about to answer. The door behind you that you came in through slams shut, and you turn around, and all of a sudden you see the door handle, the doorknob, and the latch all disappear.
It's like,
He's like, "No, that was our one way out of here. We've been trapped in this damned inn."
all right. Well, like,
I'm gonna basically, along the lines of saying that I feel, I'm afraid we're in the same boat, friend. I think my group has been drawn here to join you in this captivity.
Well, did you bring weapons? Do you have magic with you? There's a damned spirit in here that has affected the people that I'm with. One, she's gone mad. The other has been attacked and stabbed. We're trying to regroup and get our way out of here. What do you bring to help us out?
I've got 2 good fists and a threshing flail. And she holds up like her cestus.
Yeah.
You mentioned your wounded man. I'm medically trained. I will repeat my offer of assistance.
He looks at you and he kind of squints. You can tell this man is a soldier, like by what he's wearing, the way he's armed. He kind of squints at you, and he steps aside. He shakes his head and he steps aside, and he goes, "Robert was injured in the fight in the other room. I'm sure you've seen that. We've barred it off so that damned creature can't come in here. You feel free to do anything you can to help him."
Yeah. And like I'm kind of like, making the come on notion to the rest of these guys, but I'm not waiting for them. Like, cause
sure.
somebody's injured. I'm like, this is what my role on Earth is to aid where I can.
Right.
Well,
I'm doing that.
June is gonna clutch her symbol of the steward and mutter a prayer again, and then step inside the room because this is a natural choke point in this doorway.
I'm kind of trusting in like my obvious, like, not exactly nun outfit, but like, I'm wearing the Red Cross here. I'm as safe as I can be socially from anything eat me as I cross the threshold? What do I see?
Nothing eat. Does anything eat me? That's a good question. That's a fair ask. Does anything eat me? Nothing eats you when you cross the threshold. You see a woman. She's in the corner. It looks like this is an old storeroom. First, there's a man on a table. He's bleeding out. There's blood everywhere. He's been stabbed or punctured or pierced with something. He's bleeding there. He's the one who's screaming in pain. He's lying on the table screaming for his life. The woman is in the corner. She's just rocking back and forth with her knees in her arms and just muttering something and crying and weeping nonstop.
Basic questions. The dude who's freaking out, like, does he register my approach? Can I try to talk him down into like holding?
He does. He looks over at you and he's like, no more, not another one, not another one. I must be dying. I'm seeing things now.
I'm here to help. We've just come. I'm here to help. Can you hold still while I look at what's going on here?
Yeah, he's moaning and rolling and he's clutching like where he's been stabbed. He's been stabbed in the chest, and
basically I'm trying to figure out if I need to get his buddy to hold him down or if like
you can like look to him. He nods. He comes over and he holds the man's arms down and he looks at you. He's like, by the way, the name's Edward.
Severin, pleased to meet you.
Yeah, Edward, I'm going to try to like nonchalantly talk to him a bit. I'm not sure what kind of check this would be, but I'm going to try to throw some I'm not going to straight up say, hey, what year is it? But I'm going to talk about some things from the time period.
Sure. Gotcha. From 100 years ago or from current day?
I'm going to I don't know if this would be a scrutinize or what, but I'm going to try to
it kind of sounds like a rumor check. Like
throw something out kind of generic.
Okay. And then you want to see how
and then try to see how he responds, see if he bites and responds with something that I would know was 100 years ago or something that's more recent.
Sure.
So yeah, probably a rumor, I guess.
About those lingonberry harvests.
Yeah.
Particularly good.
Well, maybe. What about something about the war? There's currently a war going on between two states, and you were traveling through this war-torn country. I think that's a safe bet if you want to talk about something like current events that everybody would be aware of. That's something you could throw out there.
That
or
works.
heraldry. If he's obviously a soldier, is he wearing livery that we can tell is either contemporary or archaic? Anything?
Contemporary. Yeah, good question. Contemporary. He's not wearing the insignias or symbols or anything like that for either of the sides. It looks like he may be a sword for hire, a man-at-arms, or something like that. Based off of his armor. He's not wearing anybody's insignias. You can make a routine rumor. Actually, no, it'll be an easy rumor. Based off throwing out their current events.
All right.
You could use guile for that if you... Oh, GMPI.
Critical success.
Critical success. Yeah, you determine. He responds. He's like, yeah, we were cutting our way between the two armies. We heard they were moving up, this front just 2 days ago. We wanted to get through here before that happened. And it's like current events. He is like, this is the news that's making the rounds right now between camps.
So these are real people. These are not like ghosts of people who have already gone through this, or at least.
Correct.
As far as we can
as
tell.
far as you could tell,
they're
wearing contemporary clothes. They're
displaced people, or they could be recently dead ghosts. Like basically all you've established.
Right.
Well, you can. Yeah. Are you ministering healing or whatever to the man on the table?
I was letting him roll a social check first.
Sure.
Questions for me, like out of character, is like if this is a penetrating wound, were they dumb enough to pull out the arrow shaft or whatever, or is there still something in here? But yeah, like healing check will cover it to diagnose what's going on.
It looks like he's almost been slashed by something. So it would have been an arrow to pull out. He's been slashed across his chest by some sort of weapon or thing.
Can I tell? Is it like a claw pattern? Is it like a single slash? Anything like that?
Yeah, go ahead and make me a your heal check, and it'll be a routine heal.
Routine heal. All right, let's do it.
While he's doing that, to comfort the woman, would that be a leadership test?
I will let you choose how you want to approach that. It could be charm, it could be leadership, whatever your approach could be. There are a number of social skills. So you tell me how you want to approach trying to calm her and comfort her.
Okay. I'll let you go ahead and handle the roll first while I think about that.
So the healing, you are trained in healing, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a flip to fail or anything like that. Okay, so yeah, you you touch. This is physical skin and and cloth and everything. This is not a ghost. I will say on the last adventure, if you'd done anything to try to like walk through the ghosts or like throw something at ghosts or something like that, the resolve check would have been through the roof. So these are not ghosts. These are people that you're able to interact with. And it looks like
just know about this world that ghosts can't materialize, because something like in some systems, like the fact that they're tangible doesn't necessarily mean they're not ghosts. I don't.
That'd be based off a folklore test. That would probably be situation to situation, because it's all based off of like old wives' tales you've heard, and then you try to piece together. It looks like he has been slashed by a claw or a hand, sort of thing, across his chest. Like a hand. There's 4 distinct marks that look like they're spaced like fingers.
All right, so spaced roughly anthropoid, like as opposed to like bird talons would pierce, and it'd be
correct,
something like that. All right.
So Edward's like, "What do you make of it? Can you do anything to help him?"
I mean, I got bandages out of character. Do I have a sense of whether like just bandaging it up would help? Does he need antiseptic?
Looking him over, it looks like he needs a medical kit to be healed. He'll need like the full Monty here to be healed up.
And any like, do we want to say that I was carrying like distilled spirits, or do I need to ask him if there's anything in the storeroom? Like,
he says, we haven't looked around much. We went to the damn room down the end of the hallway, and that ghost appeared out of nowhere. She materialized and she attacked us, and we retreated here. I'm sure there's got to be alcohol or something here. The people pass through here. All sorts of people pass through here back in the day. Maybe you can find some healing items or medical kits or something that's been left behind that's useful if you search this place. Right. He's gonna die otherwise. You need to do something. You said you're a medicine person. You need to do something else.
I could probably stitch him up, but I don't have any distilled spirits to clean the wound first.
So you're gonna have to look through this place. You are in a bar. The chances are quite good, or an inn, I should say.
I'll tell them both, like to the extent that the wounded guy can like understand what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna look for some distilled spirits to clean out your wound first. If I find any, fair warning right now, it will hurt like a futhermucker when I pour that on you. So just start getting ready. To his soldier buddy, I'll say, if you have a bullet for him to bite, like that'd be the time for that.
He says it'd be best to do this elsewhere. We need to get away from that damn thing in the other room. There's another floor to this place. If you can, and he takes out a vial of holy water. He says, take this, and he takes a prayer book out. Recite a prayer. Use the last of our holy water. And maybe you can buy us some time, because once we're up there, he points to the woman, Minuet. She can help us. She is an augur. She can put up a protection ward around us, and she can bless our weapons, and maybe we can beat that damn thing, because our weapons didn't touch it. We couldn't do anything to it.
Does holy water work for that? Like, do I know whether that's a thing that will actually improve his chances?
Oh, you can roll folklore. You could roll a routine folklore, whether or not you've heard of holy water and prayers being recited to fend off ghosts and phantoms and spirits.
I'm talking about just like making his wounds like safe.
Oh no, it wouldn't help his wounds at all. He's recommending you use it on this ghost in the other room, so you can buy you time to like get to the next floor and basically barricade yourselves in there, and then take stock and kind of get everybody back up on their feet.
That's definitely something that I can do. Like I have like a consecrate ability. Like I can cast it on a threshold, and I think the thing has to be abyssal type for it to matter. But like an abyssal type thing, if the casting succeeds, cannot cross the threshold. I can go do that if somebody else wants to look for distilled spirits to clean out this guy's wound. But like both of those should happen.
It sounds like he's suggesting that we go to a different room first.
Yes,
it sounds like we've got to make a bit
He's saying. Go ahead.
Like rush through this area, like hold this ghost off with holy water, rush through to the next floor.
He said we made it mad. It's pissed off. It's in there. You need to weaken it. We'll go to the next floor. Hopefully we can snap Minuet out of it. She can cast protection on all of us. We need to find some items. We'll need some salt, he says. And I'm sure there's a kitchen around here. We need some salt. She'll cast some protection on us. We can heal. We can get back up to normal. And she can bless your weapons, and hopefully we can kill that damn thing. Because right now you're not going to do anything to it, he says.
Okay. So while this is happening, I'm going to try and make I'm going to do a leadership test sort of like drawing on my experience as a blitzballer and from like inspiring words that my coaches have said in the past, to see if I can try and get her to calm down a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we're down on points, and we need to rethink our strategy. But it's only half.
Basically. I would like to. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have asked.
It's going to be arduous.
It's going to be arduous. Okay. I'm going to definitely spend a. I think I'm going to spend a fortune point to reroll that.
Okay.
All right. Because that's going to be like a 32% chance. Nope, that's going to be a 12% chance.
Do you want to just let it ride?
Nope. I already said it.
Okay.
No, it's not working.
No, you're unable. She's lost. She's elsewhere. She doesn't even acknowledge you there. Just rocking back and forth, weeping, and just muttering gibberish.
So this is in the bar area, right?
You're not in a bar area. You're in a room. Here, I'll show you guys.
It's like a cellar.
Here, I'll show you where you are.
Okay.
Let me pull you over to map, and you guys can see where exactly you are. So, that is the hallway you came in on. You are in the room to the north. That's where the table is, the blood, they're all set up in there. The door directly to the east is the one that is barred at the end of the hallway. You have a door on the south wall. The one that is the furthest southeast actually has a sign next to it, and it looks like it's got stairs on the sign. And the other door to the south says storage.
I'm going to go ahead and just put like a little marker here so we remember that's the barred door.
Okay.
All right, and this guy's proposing that we unbar that door. I do some magic stuff to try and weaken the spirit, and we rush through the space where the spirit is to get to safer ground on the other side.
No, so the spirit is pissed off. It's mad right now. They pissed it off by going in there, and they're asking you to calm it down. Go in there, do this Hail Mary. Go in there, recite a prayer, throw some holy water on it to try and weaken it, and that will give them and all of you the chance to make a break upstairs. Because right now, this thing. You don't know. It could follow you through the walls, could follow you like to the next floor, and he's basically asking you to go in there and try to just weaken it so that you can all escape to the next floor.
Do I have the foggiest clue whether that's likely to work?
Make me a folklore test. A easy folklore test.
Easy folklore. I have skills. They're over here. Punch it.
You are unable to determine. You're like, I've heard about holy water, but is that vampires or ghosts? I don't know.
All right. Well,
But we need the salt.
You need the salt to make the basically the circle of protection, protect you guys up there, make consecrated ground where you can all rest and heal up and get better. And then once she's better, she can then bless your weapons to hopefully truly take this thing down for good instead of just, distracting it right now.
And this is the
catatonic woman, right?
Currently having the breakdown.
Yeah, the one who's like weeping in the corner. You hear wailing from the other room where he said the ghost is, and every time you hear wailing as well, the woman just like starts to cry more and more and more. And he's like, "Shut that damn ghost up!"
Right. So his thing is like distance from the ghost or silencing the ghost so she can calm down. And then once she's calm, supposedly she's their spiritual heavy.
Right. He pointed out that she is an augur, which is someone who is blessed with magic and can do these sorts of things that he's claiming.
All right. Well, I mean, if we're not trying to get through that space, if the objective is just it doesn't follow us, I'd much rather consecrate the threshold than go in there with a pissed off spirit. I don't know if we want to abstract that with a roll to make a counter argument. I would kind of like them to agree to that plan before I do things.
Well, the problem with that, this is if if you're only consecrating the one door, the threshold. That might not necessarily seal it off in that room. It just means it can't cross that door. If it can go through walls, then just you only blocked one exit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether that would necessarily contain it in 3 dimensions, but I also have no idea whether going in there and like throwing holy water at it is going to do anything at all either. So like the plan that doesn't involve me risking myself entering its territory is the one that I'm pushing for. I kind of know how the power that I'm proposing to use works. And actually, maybe I can get another folklore test from the GM if, like, consecrating that door is...
Someone else can make a folklore.
Yeah.
I can do it.
If anybody
It
else
was
has
easy.
folklore trained, like,
Easy,
punch
I
it.
do
Easy.
Yeah, easy folklore.
I'll do that too.
Oh, look at
Critical
that.
success.
Now you're getting the crit successes. All right, so Marith, Angra, especially June's not too sure. June is also like, yeah, I've heard vampires. I don't know if it's gonna work on ghosts. But Marith, you were like, yeah, if we recite some prayers and some holy water, it should do something. If this is like an evil, malevolent spirit, it should do something to it. And Anger, you remember some tales from your younger days. You heard of an exorcist wandering through your little town that you grew up in, and for sure you saw it. You saw this take place, and they recited prayers out of a prayer book, and they were throwing holy water at this thing, and it put it at bay. It kept it at bay. You don't know, like, you're not a trained priest, so you don't know if this will be the solution, like he's saying, and you will probably need more, but in fact that this will help subdue the spirit for now.
Okay. Cool.
With a critical success.
I'll take it.
You've seen it work with your own eyes.
Do I need help handling the door, or can I just do that and start? I don't know. EAS.
If you need help with the door, June will just pull the door open. Can probably just lift the bar off.
Yeah, it's barred on your side, so you can just move it out of the way. There's just like barrels and boxes and clutter that they've shoved in front of it to get away from this thing.
All right, and like I think I had a holy tome of my own. Like, can I tell? Is this like shiny gold filigree like one, or like should I just use mine? With the book, he handed me a book and a vial of holy water. Do I need his book?
What is your book?
I think it's the default starting point.
Is it a prayer book?
Probably. Let's see, talents and trappings. What did I plug in here? I guess I have a holy symbol. I don't have a book. So all right. Okay. So I'll take his book and like kind of wrap the whole the chain of the holy symbol around the wrist that's holding the book. I'll take a minute to like look at some passages that look to me like they're gonna do.
Sure. Okay. Oh, that's good. That's gonna help.
Yeah. All right. And then all right. June's gonna pull it. Let's go and
punch it.
All right. Yep. Pretty much. And then like I'll enter the room.
Wait. We need to get something for the wounded guy, or I will let him hear.
I can pick him up.
Do you want
to have to do this first, and then we're going to move him elsewhere?
Yeah.
Edward is suggesting that you subdue this thing first, and then get the hell back here, gather everybody up, and get to the next floor, and then you'll figure it out from there. But you want to get away from this thing and stop, because it is screaming nonstop and wailing in the other room.
That's basically the NPCs have convinced us that they're to run with their plan.
Yeah.
So it's kind of last call if somebody else has a brighter idea.
You guys can some of you can go up there while Severin goes in to recite this. There's no reason why you can't.
June
split the party.
June's gonna ask Edward, and she's gonna introduce herself. She's like, "I'm June, June Arth, the Swift Fist." Can she walk on her own? And she gestures towards the
minuet.
Minuet.
He says no. She'll have to be helped along. She's look at her. She's a shell of her former self.
Will you be able to help her, or would you rather?
He says no. When you ask that, go Go ahead and make me a routine awareness test, please.
Routine. Got a 59.
Yeah, you can hear in his voice a little bit of a tremble, and it sounds. He's like, no, I'll help her. It sounds like he cares. He cares for this woman.
And she-
So
What?
he insists. Yeah, he insists on like, no, I'll look after her.
Okay, cool. And then June's gonna carefully gather up the wounded man. What's his name?
Robert.
Robert. All right. She's gonna carefully gather Robert in her arms and look to Severin. When you're
Lifts-
ready.
He lifts your hand to shake it, Bob.
Nice to meet you, Bob. We're gonna get you out of here, my friend.
All right. All right. I'm good. If you guys are good, I will take a moment before we punch it to remind the chat. Severin Hurt came from a random Germanic name generator, and I couldn't pass it up, but it is not like a deliberate pun on my part. Like a computer gave me that.
Are you going in there solo, Severin, or like Anger? Are you backing him up, Marith?
No, but
I know-
I'm backing. I'm
Okay,
I would
so-
love if somebody would at least like stand by the door and be ready to slam it shut again.
I stand by the door.
All right. Okay. So everybody know what they're doing. 3, 2, 1.
Wait. Where's the stairs in the next room? I asked
the stairs
Edward.
leading up.
Yeah,
Bottom
where is it?
door.
Yeah,
Because if we are going to run there, we have to know where to run.
I'll remove
Right.
I'll open the door for you. It leads to the stairs. Bottom door down on the map there that you're looking at. So those are the stairs. You can see in there clearly, and there's a stairs that go up to the next floor. That's all that's in that room. I forgot to put steps on the map layer, but there are stairs there.
Yeah, I mean, the only person I can imagine being useful backup might be the augur. None of the rest of these people can cast for their lives. And like, June has some sincerely held faith, but she's also kind of busy carrying the wounded.
Yeah, she's helping move Bobbert.
Bobbert.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready if you guys are ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna jump in real quick and ask Robert about this other door. It said storage on it, and ask him if they've been in there.
To Edward. Edward says no, we haven't been in there. We started looking around this place. We went into the big hall over there. It's a big feast hall, and that's when that damned ghost appeared and started attacking us. And we retreated in here. You're free to go check the storage room if you'd like before all this breaks out.
I don't think I'm gonna open another door
Okay.
while he's dealing with that at the same time. Seems like it might be a bad idea.
You just start opening doors everywhere.
Yeah.
Can we
No,
throw
do it.
this room for distilled alcohol before we do anything stupid?
That's what I was kind of thinking about. Like,
Just the room where we are, like without opening any additional doors.
The room you're in is the big kegs and everything are empty. They've been smashed a long time ago.
Okay, so we're not in a storage room. The storage room is next door.
Correct. It is to the south of where you're at.
This
It is a storage room. Like it's a back room where it looks like the help may have gathered, when they're on their breaks and things like that. They may have prepared some things in here, the room that you're currently in. But the storage room is the one that's to the south, and it is clearly marked storage next to the door.
There's a staff schedule and a time clock.
Yeah, right.
The lockers where they pack up their stuff.
They punch
All right.
cards.
All right. I'm honestly, I will make this a question for the rest of the party, and Severin probably consults the NPCs on this. The wounded dude will have a significantly better chance of surviving if we can clean out his wound properly. There may be some distilled liquor in the storeroom. It may be worth the risk to go search that storeroom before we can.
that's what I was kind of thinking. That's why.
I can go either way. He's not necessarily a member of my party, but I do want to give him the best chance. Was it literally the first door that you guys opened that had the giant banshee monster in it, or have you?
He's like, yes, it was. We went in there, and it jumped us.
All right, so it may be worth the risk to try another storage room door. It may not.
He says, we haven't looked in there. You can feel free.
Okay.
All right.
Should we risk it?
Open it up.
I'm letting
Okay.
you guys decide how much you care about this NPC. versus the risk of starting another encounter simultaneously before resolving the last one. There's
I mean, June has no opinion either way. She does she does see the tactical value in the and getting the guy healed, I guess. But other than that, she doesn't really care too much.
Can I roll like a scrutinize to have been watching these guys this whole time, trying to see if I can detect any kind of
Sure. Yeah. Of course.
motive of
So you've been watching them like slyly from the corner, we'll say. So I'll let you do a easy scrutinize test. There's enough going on here that they're also distracted with a bleeding man and a crazy woman and the wailing ghost in the other room. Everything seems on the up and up based off the questioning, based off the way they're acting. They're going along with what you're saying. It seems they seem legit.
Yeah, so Mira's gonna side with checking the storeroom before we encounter this creature.
right. I'm gonna make basically the same set of preparations for the storeroom. Then, like, I'm assuming there's going to be another banshee monster in there, and I'll be ready to.
Sure.
Like I've selected the readings from the book that might need to be invoked, and whoever's on door duty, like, push it for me whenever you're ready, and I'll be stepping.
Punch it, Chewie.
Mira's just kind of steps back and says, like, "Don't look at me."
I do it. I open.
All right. Does the door open towards us or into the room?
Into the room.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
Okay.
you basically just have to like unlatch and push on it for me, and like
Okay.
I'll
I
step
open.
in. Step in the
You do
storeroom.
so and it creaks open. And you're greeted by a storeroom. It's stacked with crates, very, very old crates. Old, covered in thick, thick layers of dust. And it looks like there's broken, smashed crates. There's debris laying about.
Nothing eats me.
Nothing eats you. Nothing jumps out. Nothing makes a noise. You just hear that wailing ghost in the other room still going crazy in there.
I will say a quick like prayer of like gratitude and like thanks for your mercy to the martyr.
Mhm.
For having like thank you for sparing me a tribulation here. I'm gonna close up the holy water and pocket that. Close up the holy book, pocket that, and search the room. Primary focus again is on distilled alcohol to clean this guy's wounds.
For
whatever
sure.
I come across.
You start coming across boxes. You look for boxes specifically for distilled spirits. You come across a box of wine, or a crate of wine, I should say. And that
Wine
is
or brandy?
wine, and that's the only alcohol that you find in here. Bottles of wine.
All right, I'm gonna grab some actually because I think I can explicitly consecrate wine and turn it into holy water. So I'm gonna grab as much wine as
Sure.
I can carry and encourage these guys to like pack up.
As you're doing that, the only other things you find, there's like old clothing that's in there. It's like moth eaten. It's got holes in it. There is a lamp and oil in there if you wanted to grab another one.
Yeah.
All right.
You crack open a crate. There's old rotting food in one, and there's just roaches all over it. As soon as you crack it open, they see your light. They just kind of scatter everywhere.
Okay.
You do find a rusty stiletto wrapped in newspaper.
Ooh, wrapped in newspaper, you say?
Yeah,
Is the newspaper readable?
it is.
What do we got on the newspaper?
The date on it is approximately 150, 160 years old. Talking about the events at that time. As you're kind of looking it over and you look over this stiletto, it has a mark on it, it looks like. A mark of some sort. You want to determine what the mark is?
Yeah.
You can scrutinize it. You can do a challenging scrutinize.
See what we got here. It's gonna be. I've got skills. Challenging. Oof.
You're unable to determine. It looks
I'm
like.
gonna kind of butt in and like kind
Yeah,
of
like
take it
I'll
from him
hand
and look
to
at
him.
it myself.
Sure. Yeah, you're over his shoulder and you just grab it.
Oh wow.
We do have the fortune point that Adam gave us at the top of the hour still.
Oh yeah. Adam and his fortune points.
I mean, I'll spend that to re-roll unless anybody else is trained in scrutinize.
I'm trained in scrutinize.
Right? Do you
I
want to
didn't seem to have much.
Meredith
luck.
didn't have much better luck. You can spend a fortune point. You do have the extra one that was purchased to the top of the.
Oh, wait. I'm messing up here. Whenever you fail an eavesdrop or scrutinize test, you may re-roll to generate a better result, but must accept the outcome.
All right,
I'm
re-roll.
not sure about that. So, challenging scrutinize.
Yeah, prayers of thanks when the storeroom isn't filled with problems.
Hey, there we go.
You look it over, and it is the mark of the Witch Queen. Which is a little unsettling where you're at and seeing that, and this is...
Do we need a folklore test to know who the Witch Queen is?
No, you know, this is not good. It's not a good thing.
I think Marith would especially know that because he's an elf and the Witch Queen is an elf, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
It's not good mojo. As you're standing there, you're looking this thing over, you also notice out of the corner of your eye, in one of the boxes that's cracked open, there's a bunch of dolls in there with, like, contorted and twisted faces. And you just kind of get a shiver down your spine as you're standing in this room and you're holding this stiletto.
Actually,
They're not like this ordinary spooky, like neutral doll faces. They're like super spooky.
They're like all contorted and spooky, and yeah.
Oh.
I was actually looking for a dagger, but once I realized what it is, I actually like sort of like in disgust, like throw it on the ground.
Yeah. Toss it to the roaches.
Severin is going to like very respectfully wrap it back up and like
Sure.
set it back where it came from. Like no disrespect to the Witch Queen, but we're not taking this. Thank you.
We're not messing with you tonight. We're gonna talk to that ghost in the other room. All right, so we've searched the storeroom. That is everything that's in that storeroom. You break it, break it apart. There's nothing else of use in there.
Do you care how much wine we're looting? Like,
yeah. Let me roll here. There's 10 bottles.
All right. If we spread it out, we
and
can
dust.
probably carry all that.
Heavily caked in dust.
Yeah, I can probably carry about 2 bottles.
And again, I can consecrate wine, so like this is going to turn into functionally holy water for us once we get somewhere. Or vinegar. If it fails, I think it turns to vinegar, which wouldn't be bad for cleaning wounds, actually.
No, it wouldn't.
So, all right. So we did that, and then like storm the room to Electric Boogaloo.
All right, so you go back to okay.
Yeah.
We'll search the storeroom.
Picking
Where,
out the
you know,
package, getting-
Our player curiosity is satisfied, so we're gonna go into the other room now. It's always hard, but there's a door. There's a door we haven't checked. We gotta check that door.
I mean, wounded dude need alcohol to clean wounds. Anyway, I keep saying last call, and people keep saying wait. So last call.
Wait.
One more thing.
1. All right, punch
Kick. All right, you kick the door open, and the others run upstairs.
Somebody's watching the door. Like, if I get
Yeah.
murked, they're gonna shut me in, and if I like run away, they're gonna shut it behind me. So, like, one of them is watching the door.
It's not me. I'm already like
Angra's
that's it.
Angra volunteered. Thank you, Angra.
Angra's on the door. June and Marith are going upstairs. I almost just said Marith. Marith are going up the stairs.
They're
So
loading the NPCs up, right? Like,
you are taking the NPCs up there. You start hustling up the stairs. You go up to the next floor, and you're in what appears to be the apartment of what you assume is the previous owner of the inn. So you go up to the next floor, and you're in an apartment sort of space. As for the others who are taking on the wailing ghost in the other room, so all of a sudden the doors open, and you have a huge, massive feast hall in front of you. The room is insanely big. It's filled with tables, but tables covered in rotting food, tables covered in rotting bodies, and tables covered in shattered dreams. Corpses are everywhere, having fallen where they sat. There's dried blood, dried vomit all over the floor. And all you keep hearing is a scream emanating somewhere from within this room. A wailing, horrible scream.
If I don't immediately see a, spectral banshee monster, I'm probably going to start looking at the bodies. Like, can I tell if they died by violence or sickness? Like, you're saying blood and vomit, but like, are they slashed open, or is this like coming from faces? Like, can I tell what killed the people?
Well, before that, upon seeing this and your senses being assaulted by the smell and the sights, you're gonna have to go ahead and make me a standard resolve test, and so will Angra.
Nice. Standard.
Hey, Matt. Next week, do you want me to bug you before the stream to set up X cards?
Sure. For now, we'll throw it in the chat like we discussed last week. But yeah, next week we'll set up. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me.
I forgot to mention it before we started playing. Actually, like, didn't Adam Coble like lose his whole career as a streamer from not properly setting up like X card stuff?
Yes.
Like,
there's more to that.
There's more to it. We can talk about it later. We're not going to talk about it here. We're not going to talk about that. Hash that out here. But yes, we'll set up. But if something does come up, just drop an X, please, in Roll20 in the chat, and we'll just back it up. We'll rewind it. We'll back it up. We'll stop, and we'll go over it again.
All right. So, resolve test for me looks like a success.
Perfect.
No,
Angra?
I'm going to, if everyone's okay, I'm going to reroll.
Yeah. Spend that fortune.
Are you spinning Adam's fortune point?
Do I have a bonus because it's Adam's?
Yeah, he paid for an extra one. So you have, even though you spent one earlier, you technically still have 5 fortune points right now. So you can spend one of the 5. You're still full. Perfect. So you resist. You resist what you see and what you're assaulted with and what you're met with. So, bodies are piled up everywhere. You see this and you hear wailing just going off, and you can't determine where it's coming from. As you're looking around, you see on one of the tables, you see the wrapped body in the funeral shroud that you saw in the graveyard being exhumed from the grave. The head is now exposed, and it's a young woman. Dead young woman. Lying there on the table.
Does she look like the young woman who turned from the crow to a woman?
Good question. She does not. The hooded woman? No, she does not look like the hooded woman that appeared to you. So you just hear screaming, like emanating in this room, and you can't pinpoint where it's coming from. And you have this body laid out on a table.
This is the same burial shroud, just like kind of the top is opened and we can see the face.
And you can see the face now. And you can see that it is a young woman. And then when they were exhuming her, they were saying she. They were saying, making reference to certain things that you guys did pick up on your eavesdrop test. So do you know it was also, and well, the name on it was Jacqueline, right? So you know that this is a woman. They exhumed a woman. Chances are pretty good this is the same woman that the ghosts carried away.
Burial shrouds were often distinctive. Like the pattern on the fabric would be a big clue that it's the same body.
Looking it over without even having to make a scrutinized test, like it is, it walked right past you. You're positive this is the same woman.
All right. Absent a better idea, I'm gonna rewrap the body and start doing funerary rites.
Sure, I'll say she's at the table here, right in front of the two of you. Hey, Angra, you're staying at the door.
Yeah, staying here.
So as you go over there,
the plan was to post him at the door. If he got brave and came in, like that's an option you have.
You go over there. You start as soon as you touch the wraps on the body. All of a sudden, the body moves and jilts, and a spectral woman, a spectral bride, she's wearing a wedding gown and everything, leaps out of the body, and she starts wailing and screaming and crying, and she looks at the group, and she says, she killed them all! I couldn't stop it, I tried! Leave us to our fate! You don't belong here, more killers like her, like my Annabella. And she's going to lunge at you. We're going to enter combat.
Ooh. Armed with a book and a bottle.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun.
Well, the book and the bottle, you're gonna start reciting prayers. And hopefully stop this thing. So you should be able to click on your token, and there should be an initiative box either in the top left-hand corner or the bottom left-hand corner of your screen.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll initiative for this Phantom Bride that has appeared in front of you. The Phantom Bride.
All I can think of is that that GIF of Laura Palmer screaming at Dale in the Black Lodge. That's all I can think of right now.
All right. And now remember, this is your initiative for the rest of the session. So if we get in combat more than once, this is going to stick. Oops, I did it in the wrong order. It goes from highest to lowest. So Severin, you're up first. So you have the prayer book. You have the holy water. You did flip. This is critical. You did mention this. You did flip through the prayer book to find ones that are pertinent to this situation. So I am going to let you roll a trivial education test as you start to read these passages and these rites and throwing holy water at it as you do so.
Are we doing education or incantation?
We have it listed as education.
Okay. Trivial education.
And the reason it's in there, so the way it's written is because the book is written in like an old style language. It's basically you getting the pronunciations correct as you're reading it, and well, at this thing, not reading to it, but reading at it. So you're making sure you're getting the words correct as you're spewing them out, as it's screaming in your face about murder and killing and stopping and fate. You've got to keep it together and make sure you're saying everything correctly. So I'm going to make it though, but you flip through and you found these passages, so it's going to be a trivial education. I know education's also flip to fail.
Well,
Unless
I never spent any of the XP we had from our last session.
It's
So is it going to break your life if I want to say
it's not going to break. It's not going to break my life.
All right, so I'll take my first one here, and that becomes a normal check for me. Work for you?
Yeah.
All right, punch it, go, woo!
Yeah, you ace it. So you're throwing the holy water in its direction. You're reading the passages in there. You're nailing the pronunciation correctly because it's not your first language for you, what it's written in. And you know this is going to take some time before you're able to subdue it. So you've started the first steps in subduing this thing. It's mad. It's pissed off at you though, and it's gonna lash out. It can only do so much, which is funny because it's incorporeal most of the time. So it looks at you and it's gonna wail. It's gonna let out a horrible scream. So let's see if it can get you with this. So it's keening wail. So this thing gets to roll an interrogation test. If successful, foes caught in the cone template, it's just doing it right at you. Cone template who fail to resist a resolve test immediately suffer from fear and cannot counterspell, dodge, or parry until the next turn. The foe can be made victim to keening wail over every turn. So it's just gonna unleash a scream at you to try and stop you and terrorize you as you're reading off these passages.
Okay.
It succeeds. So go ahead and make me a resolve test.
All right. Standard.
Yeah, make me a standard test, please.
There it is. Go. Oof.
Do you want to re-roll that?
We have 4 fortune points left.
Yep.
If there's no objections, I'll re-roll that. All right. punch it. That's better.
There you go. So you're able to resist. This thing screams in your face, and you concentrate. You look down the book, and you're just reciting these passages over, over and over and over, and you're throwing holy water in its direction. You're able to resist being taken in and falling. Yeah, being taken over by the fear.
Requiem.
Angra, you see this thing. It's screaming in Severin's face, and he is focused. He is like on point, and he is just reciting these passages. And it looks like it is affecting this spirit as you're looking on there from the bar. It is taking a toll on her.
As a player, I can say that it does seem like this encounter is designed for somebody to kind of tank the attention of this thing and the caster to stand back. But in character, the plan we made was for you to watch the door. So, like, whatever you want to do is cool with me.
Well, whatever Angra, like, when he sees what's actually happening, he can, change plans. It's up to him.
Yeah. There's not much I could do. Because the ghost is incorporeal, right? I cannot hit him.
As far as you know. The others did say that their weapons had no effect on it. But in the heat of the moment, who knows? You could run over there and try to stab it. It's your call. What would Angra do?
Well, I could try.
I'm perfectly fine with you just sticking to the plan and watching the door.
Just stand at the door, Angra. Just stand at the door.
As a player, I had the thought that we didn't exactly scan this out, right? Did we? But in character, like that's what we decided you would do is watch the door, and if I fall, you shut me in, or if you're feeling really brave, drag me out and shut it behind the both of us.
Okay, I wait to see what happens next.
You wait. All right.
Yeah.
If you have any faith, maybe you're saying your own prayers.
We go back to the top of the turn order. You're reciting from the prayer book. You are unleashing the holy water on this thing.
Oh, is this another education test?
No, you did fine with the last one. It took 2 rounds to subdue this thing. So as you're saying these prayers, you're getting to the end of a passage. It lets out a hellish scream, heard throughout the whole house, even on the other floor in the ground technically the ground floor because you guys are underground. You hear a scream, and the house shudders when that happens, and the wailing woman or ghost just disappears, dematerializes in front of you, Severin.
Okay. I'm gonna look around for a second, see if anything else is gonna happen.
You wait, you look around, you pause.
All right.
Nothing seems to happen. There's no screams. There's nothing going on.
In universe, like, I'm aware that like a buried corpse with the face exposed like this is functionally a desecrated body, right? Like, this is the funerary rites have been undone.
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna go back to what I started doing before the banshee freaked out at me. I'm gonna rewrap the corpse and like speak funeral rites over the body and like
sure. Yeah.
Water left and spread
continue
it out
doing
the corpse. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. You continue on. Nothing else happens. Not a peep, not a shake, not a shudder, nothing. Nothing else takes place as you continue doing this, and you make your way through the passages. It seems like you have subdued this thing for now.
I will look around.
Yes.
What else is in this room? Like,
so this big, giant feast hall, tables everywhere. The only thing that really sticks out to you, other than the bodies everywhere, the dead, is a door to the south. There is a closed door to the south leading to somewhere or something. That's the only other thing or feature in this room.
A feast hall normally contains a hearth.
Yeah.
Fireplace to like light up. What's the size of the hearth in this room? You can tell, like.
You actually don't see one in this room.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it would have been a cold feast hall, but that's how they built it, I guess. All right. Okay, so we don't have we're underground, but there's a floor here. It's not just dirt, right?
Right. This is an inn. You are standing on a wood paneled floor.
All right. So essentially what I'm thinking about is like to complete the act of reburying this corpse or cremating it. Like I don't have any options. Like there's no hearth, there's no soil, nothing to do.
Well, you know that they were told you blessing your weapons will probably be the best way to defeat this thing. Like you haven't defeated it; it's not gone,
Exactly.
and that's why they suggest going up there, consecrating some space up there with some salt, and then when the wailing stops, also the you on the other floor, Minuet, she snaps out of it. She slowly comes to, and she looks around. She looks at the group of you, the two of you, and she's, "Where are we? What happened? What happened to Robert? My God, he's bleeding!" And she snaps out of it when the wailing and the screaming stops.
We didn't find any salt or anything in this room either.
Not in this room, no.
Anything salvageable on the corpses?
No, these are just. It looks like you look around the room and you take a look at the way it's decorated and the way it's laid out. Looks like this may have been set up for a wedding, and these may have been the wedding guests.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna call this a win and head back through the door. Close it, latch it, bar it, however it was secured before.
Sure.
This corpse. Good looking out, Angra. Thank you.
Well done, Angra.
And I guess we know which stairwell up that the rest of them took, right?
Yes. Yes.
All right, so we rejoin you guys and presumably see that Minuet is doing better.
She is doing better, and I think we're almost at the end of our session. This is a good spot to kind of leave off on for next week. We can reintroduce, we can talk to the characters. We're on the next floor. We're on the ground floor. It's a perfect cliffhanger jumping on point as well. So I was thinking about it. It would be interesting to get us to intermediate tier. So I think we will fast track and bump up the experience to do that. So for tonight, what did I give last time? Like 150?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll do 300 tonight.
Okay.
And we got to roll for corruption, don't we?
We do.
We do.
I rolled a 4. Whose corruption number did I roll under? Does anybody have greater than 4 corruption that they've accrued tonight?
I only have 3.
Okay.
Am I supposed to have 0? I have 0 marked.
You did not gain any tonight. The others did when they failed those tests. And Angra really did when he critically failed that test.
Yeah. So I get a chaos rank.
You get a rank of chaos. Everybody else gets an order rank. Dun dun dun! Angra moves closer towards chaos manifestations and all kinds of bad stuff. And further away from another, fate point. So in 300 experience, so we can spend that between tonight and next week. So we'll be back next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time with the next part of the In-Between. We'll continue on in the Chesterdale Inn. Do one more quick round table for anybody who they've got going on they want to plug. Irene, I know you got streams coming up, so go ahead and please plug your streams.
Stream wise, things I've got going on, I'm hoping to maybe start doing a stream, let's see, maybe tomorrow afternoon. Maybe I'll probably have a stream up on DM Irene DB on Twitch. If you want to like follow me on Twitter, it's also DM Irene DB. So I will definitely be announcing there if I'm doing a stream. You'll know there for sure. And I'm working on an adventure as well to publish on the Grim and Perilous Library. So I'll be joining the ranks of people like our Emmy award-winning adventure writer Sean.
That's right.
And Nacho as well.
Very nice, very nice. Adam, anything you want to plug? I know you plugged a book at the beginning. Is there anything else you want to throw out there?
I will say that if you're trying to like refer to somebody and you can't remember their title, agent is always technically correct. It comes from the Latin ago agere, to do. Anybody who does anything is an agent. So Emmy award-winning agent, contributor to the Zweihander Library, agent.
Agent.
We're all agents.
Agent Sean.
If you need filler and it takes you, longer than half a beat to come up with the right word, just throw agent in there. It's always right.
Agent Sean. Will, you got anything you want to throw out there or plug before we go?
Not really. I picked up a copy of Lovecraft Country, the actual novel that the HBO series is based on, but I haven't had a chance to read it yet. Like, if everybody says it's awesome, but I can't personally testify to that yet. So
I need to watch that show.
I'm one of those novel first guys. Like, I want to understand what was changed in the adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
But that's me.
Actually, I've been working on a 5e module for a long time.
Cool. Yeah. Tell people about it.
So it's focused on interactivity, player agency, and sandboxiness. Kind of in the spirit of OSR, but with 5e rules. I would call it a mega mini module. I think those mega dungeons are like these cool things people make, but they're really kind of unusable because they're like ridiculously large, and like who's really gonna like take advantage of everything that's in them?
Mm-hmm.
So this is something a little bit more reasonable. But
cool.
I'm kind of disappointed because the artist who was supposed to do like the art is kind of like not been dependable. So.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. But within the next bit here, it should be complete.
Cool. And then we can share it out, share the link, and people can go purchase it and check it out and buy it. All right. Ignacio? What do you want to plug?
I have my most recent work was 60 NPCs, counts and commoners for basic tier. There's 60. There are 10 per each archetype. So they're in a card. They are made in a card fashion way. So it's pretty useful to use in any campaign. So if anyone needs more NPCs, well, there's one product in the library besides Sean's.
His NPCs or whatever they are. Yeah. I have those also. Yes. And I've used them off the yours there. Yeah. Very good. I don't have anything else going on in this channel this week. But next week over on Grim and Perilous Plays, twitch.tv Grim and Perilous Plays, the sister channel to Zweihander. It consists of people who work for Grim and Perilous Studios, the company or the studio behind Zweihander that created Zweihander. All the folks that are a part of it worked on it in some way or fashion. We're doing Aliens over there next week, Saturday, I think. Am I right? Irene, you were there for the last one. It's September 12th. September 12th over on Grim Perilous Plays. We're doing Alien RPG at 8:30 Central Standard Time. I'm also doing Alien on Tuesday night there at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah, lots of Aliens next week. So catch me over there for Aliens all the time. All Aliens all the time. But other than that...
It's an Alien experience, isn't it?
It is an Alien experience. I'll also be running Alien on a different channel next week as well. So that'll be fun. I'm running Destroyer Worlds on 3 places next week.
You're setting up your own Alien ant farm.
Yeah. No, over on the Free League channel. I'm going to start up behind working on the Free League channel there. So that's what I'm going to be running over there to start. We're going to launch on Thursday night. So that'll be very cool. All right. Let's raid the Defenders of Cobalt. They've got Mutant Crawl Classics going on right now, so we're gonna shift everybody over there. They are friends of the channel. They run a lot of Zweihander over here. They're good people. A lot of them play. Most of the players that are in the game right now play in my Tuesday night Alien game. So we'll raid the Defenders. What? Why can't I raid them?
Maybe they just ended their stream.
Maybe.
Because they do run the same time slot we do.
Yeah, it says I don't have permission to raid the Defenders of Cobalt? Are you kidding me? I am running... I'm not under the Zweihander one, so that might be a thing. We'll try one more time, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But go check them out if you're looking for something else to watch. Yeah, I can't rate them. I don't know what's going on. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week, Tuesday.